Stand and salute our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. I do not have a cover sheet to read from today, so I will just go ahead and make some comments that this is a special action meeting, and I do need to make the audience aware that you are or could be videotaped if you would choose to come to the podium. We will have an audience of citizens prior to number one, which is on the agenda, and I will assume that you all do have an agenda. Does everyone have an agenda for today's meeting? Okay, so we will have an audience of citizens. We will be voting today on one matter. I would ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. I'd also ask if you do come to the podium, please state your name and address. So, I would say we will now have an audience of citizens before we begin this, before we move on to take a vote. Are there any questions from the audience or comments? Okay, ma'am.
Mary Ann Glennon.
Could you come to the podium to make sure we get everything recorded and get you on TV?
Oh, lovely. Mary Ann Glennon, 114 Lee Drive. I'm wondering as to the action to be taken if there's a monetary amount for a maximum amount to be spent.
That's a fair question. I'll try to. I'm going to direct most of the questions to either our superintendent or to our solicitor.
I'll go first. The school board's budget, as every school budget in the state, has a line item for legal expenses. So there is a budgeted figure for that. If it should be exceeded, and I don't remember what that is offhand, do you know, Mr. Kelly?
Yes, that's right. It's $80,000.
If that should be exceeded, the board always has a prerogative to transfer from other line items in the budget. I have no idea whether it would be exceeded or even come close to being required because that will be influenced by whatever litigation might follow, if it follows.
Thank you, Dr. Bose. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on to our special action agenda. Item number one. I'll turn it over to our superintendent.
The board is going to consider a recommendation, which I believe you all have in front of you as well, that would take a public position in opposition to the secession movement of Montgomery Township. And the opposition then would obviously become known and would direct, if it's approved by majority vote of this board, would direct its solicitor and the school district's administration to take whatever next steps are necessary to oppose the secession.
So moved.
Second. We got to read them. Yes, a motion. Got to read them.
I thought I just did.
Recommend that the Board of School Directors of the North Penn School District oppose the petition for establishment of an independent school district, in re secession of Montgomery Township from the North Penn School District, end of quote, filed in the Court of Common Pleas of Montgomery County and indexed at number 96-16688. The district solicitor and administration are hereby authorized to take any and all action deemed appropriate by the solicitor to carry out the intent of this motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I believe there was an original motion by Mrs. Krieger, and I believe it was seconded by Mrs. Scher. So we have a motion. I will now ask for questions or comments on the motion. Okay. No questions? Thank you. What I think we will do is we will go ahead and do a poll vote right from the beginning. So we have it on record.
Mr. Allen?
No.
Mr. Hill?
Yes.
Mrs. Krieger?
Yes.
Ms. Mengel?
Yes.
Mr. Mosey?
Yes.
Mrs. Scher?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
I have 1 voting no. I have 7 voting yes, and 1 board member absent.
Correct. Motion carries. Is there any other business for this board today?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. President. So
Motion
moved.
made. There's a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.